From the Nosebleeds.
Sing it, Vince.
It's about Joel Embiid, dude. JoJo. It's about Joel Embiid, the MVP favorite. Anyway, welcome into From the Nosebleeds.
California grass, man.
Episode 120. I was wrong last week when I dubbed last week
120.
Yeah.
Episode 120.
I'm
It's a
following.
big deal. That's a big deal. Anyway, the Philly season has started, and
This is the
And it's
first time.
crashing and burning.
By the
Yeah,
way,
as
this
we
is the
speak.
first time since March 16th that we've all been on the show.
so the first time
So-
since the Springsteen
that's a
concert.
shame.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing when you really think about it. Like if you think about it for a long time, that's amazing.
It is.
You know what else is amazing? Citizens Bank Park in beautiful South Philadelphia. And we were there on, what day was that, Sunday?
Easter Sunday.
Patrick O'Leary? Yeah, me and O'Leary had a time on Easter Sunday.
I don't remember most of the game. I'm going to be completely honest.
I remember because I didn't get drunk like I was supposed to.
That's a lie. You told me the whole next day.
No,
you
I
were
got drunk.
so hungover.
No, I got drunk.
So
throughout-
either you lied to me or
No,
you're
no,
lying
no.
about
No,
it.
I don't
Let me
think you
explain.
understood.
I got drunk throughout the course of the game, you fucking moron.
He remembered
All right.
the game, but then afterwards it just went even worse.
Okay.
Vince, I don't
We just got even more shit.
I don't mean to call you a moron, and
You
by
did,
the look,
though.
no, I didn't. It was just something that funny people say, and by the looks of it, you're taking it the wrong way. It's a joke. I'm a comic, man. Don't judge me.
I think the misstep I took was drinking a RBV at 9 a.m.
Yeah, and by the way, not former Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. You're talking about a alcoholic drink. You were drinking
Red
her
Bull
blood.
vodka.
Okay, Red Bull vodka. Some people are
Some
into
get that confused. Yeah.
some people
Yeah,
are into
definitely.
dead Supreme Court justice's blood. I mean, that's just a fact.
Okay,
of
I'm,
life.
I'm going to quickly pivot back to the Phillies.
But yeah,
I'm proud to announce that I'm the only one of us that is undefeated.
but
at
we have to
Phillies
no, we have
games.
to back up real quick because the game Patrick and I went to was on Easter Sunday, which is a major holiday in the Catholic Church and other churches, but mostly the Catholic Church and
And the pagan churches. Can't forget the pagans.
the pagans. As baptized Catholics, you know, I'm not going to say
we
if we're-
attended church at
yeah,
Citizens Bank
yeah,
Park.
yeah. Our church was Citizens Bank Park, and it was
Correct.
great for the
But-
first 8 innings of the game.
Oh, it was phenomenal.
Until they choked it away. It was a beautiful day. I got roasted like a pig, and I don't mean by drugs. I mean by like the sun, and I'm very red.
Yeah, you're like a tomato right now. You look like straight out of Jersey.
Some people would say Larry the Lobster. Larry the Lobster.
That would be a fair analysis.
I
of
get
that.
I get that reference.
I mean, you are the same color as your Phillies at right now.
Yeah, which
to be
is
fair.
beet red.
Anyway, let's talk about the game you guys were actually at because
Pat
it's not
has no
great.
memory of it, but
I do remember the Alec Boehm home run.
You remember the Boehmer homer?
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
Boehmer
'cause I
homer.
was screaming Boehmer.
I don't know if you remember this part. There was a lady that yelled at you pregame. She screamed at you. It was a mom. It was a Karen, I will say, because you were like, "Let's fucking go!" like multiple times. And
I
the
don't remember that
and
at
the
all.
lady stands up, stares at me, thinking that it's me, and it's like, "We don't use that language at the Phillies game."
Yeah, imagine saying and thinking that.
Seriously, Nick Castellanos was talking to O'Leary throughout the course of the
He
game.
was.
It was amazing.
I don't
Have-
mean to
have a
be
great
like-
combo.
I mean, he wasn't bothered by it, but that Karen was.
I don't mean to be like insensitive, but if you take your children to any Philadelphia sporting event and then get mad about cursing, like just go home.
The best part is she was not surrounded by any children. It was literally her and like her grown ass husband and like another grown ass dude. So she's either I don't want to say she might be sexually frustrated or something, but she was taking
Why is
it,
that your first thought?
I don't know. Why is she
You know
angry?
how Seamus's brain works, and you ask
No,
that
why is she
question?
angry when she's in the first row down the right field line at the Phillies game?
You have no idea, Seamus. Something could be going on in her life.
Pat O'Leary triggered this lady? I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
I feel like when your first thought is someone's anger is sexually related, I feel like you're projecting a little bit.
I mean, I will be the first to admit that sometimes when I'm not getting enough of what I need, I become frustrated. And I think that most of it is either A, dehydration, or B, sexual frustration. And I admit that. And if you don't want to admit that you've been through a dry spell and you were totally content with it, then that's on you. But I'm honest.
How did we get here, bro?
Because that
you wanted to dive into it. We could have just let him go with the sexual thing.
that
Just, all right,
goddamn,
cool.
no, that
Normal
goddamn
Seamus
lady,
comment.
that goddamn lady was, I'm telling you, there was something, I don't know what it was, but she was angry and she took it out on Pat for saying, "Let's fucking go," in a very nice way about the Phillies. Like, let's fucking go Phillies. We're at the Phillies game. What do you want him to say? Oh,
It wasn't
hooray.
an F. It was a PH. So
Yippee.
Yeah, maybe it was a PH. From her or you?
me.
From you. But all I'm saying is this lady is not on my top 10 list of people that I like. We'll just put it that way.
That was the whole point.
Yeah, that was the whole point.
Okay.
They lost the game, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Badly.
Epic collapse.
Epic collapse.
Just in the same way Jesus died.
Yeah. So it was kind of fitting. And whoever tweeted that out, like, nothing good has ever happened at 3 p.m. on Good Friday in the history of the world. Something bad also happened at 3 p.m.
Well, that was
on
Easter.
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
I
it
know,
was
but
Easter,
they
not
also
Good
fucked
Friday.
up on Good Friday too. So it is what it is.
They
It all
fuck up a
correlates.
lot.
They're all the same holiday, dude. Easter is Good Friday, is Holy Saturday, which is
they're all
made
made
up.
up anyway.
Is
so,
Easter
yeah.
Monday, which is totally made up. What the fuck is Easter Monday? Oh, he's still dead.
The Monday after
Or
Easter.
he's still risen, whatever. I know, but why call it
It's
that?
just the day everybody gets off usually because it's the day after Easter. It's
Anyway,
always
they
on
lost that
Sunday.
game that we went to. But then I went the next day with Vince, and they won.
Yeah, my presence seems to be the most fortunate out of us because the game I went to
So far.
so far. Well, the game I went to, Jake Cave hit his first homer in a Phillies uniform off Sandy
Before
Alcantara.
Trey.
Which is amazing.
Yeah. So Jake Cave homers. Alec Boehm hits a home run.
Another Boehmer homer.
Matt Strom outduels Sandy Alcantara, as we all saw.
Yeah, we
coming.
all thought that
We
was
all-
going to happen.
We got to see Gene Segura be honored with his ring.
Yep, that was pretty
we
cool.
also, me and Seamus, we both got to sit in the best seats we've ever sat in. I would assume, right for you.
Oh, definitely
We were in
100%.
row 2, right behind the Marlins dugout.
I
which is
could
very
feel
nice.
John Jay's sweat slippering all over me.
And since you had an example of someone on a Sunday that gave you some Pat a hard time outside
Oh,
of the
this is
stadium,
an epic. Taylor,
have
you're going to
to-
want to like pay attention.
we
to
have
this
to
one.
tell our story about. Maybe Taylor saw my tweet because I did tweet this story out. But so me and Seamus were at our seats, and as you know, beer vendors come by. You know, so they're selling beers, whatever.
Butt scratcher!
Me and Seamus already had 2 Bud Light Limes we were sipping on. But
Oh, and also to preface a little bit more, we're big Bud Light drinkers on
Yes,
this
oh
we
podcast.
yes, Bud Light.
Very big Bud
Well,
Light
love
drinkers.
Bud Light. So
Formerly.
you can see where this is going. The beer vendor comes over, and there's a group of like.
You're all allies, right?
There's a group of
Yeah.
like.
Oh, yeah.
There's a group of
I
like
don't know about
5.
Seamus.
There's a group of like 50-plus-year-old men to the left of us in the other aisle
Yeah.
because we're on the end, and they are all very drunk.
Obliterated.
And the beer man comes over and he's like, beer here, Miller, Coors, Bud Light, and they
You got
go.
all of them.
They get very upset. They're like, no Bud Light. We don't drink that shit.
Wonder why.
So then I thought like in the moment I was like, that's kind of stupid, but like whatever. Maybe they're just like making a joke out of it. No, this went on every single time
Oh,
the
yeah.
beer vent
Kept going and
different beer vendors, different people, but every single time one of them came over, those guys voiced their displeasure with Bud Light. And my favorite quote of the night was at one point the like quote unquote ringleader of the group said, and I quote, "We don't drink that Bud Light shit. We're Americans, real Americans, men. Don't you listen to Kid Rock?"
This is all at the Phillies game, by the way.
Oh, and then the usher who later, I was talking to him about the game. We were just joking about how we all predicted Jake Cave would hit his first Phillies homer off
Right.
of Sandy. This same usher had to ask them to like relax because they were like cursing and like bringing up Joe Biden.
Yeah, Joe Biden references at the Phillies game.
Yeah, I was really confused about what the obsession of like the politics shit was at the Phillies game.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
In the
I mean,
moment?
it's bizarre behavior, but we know.
Do you know
these
how out
kinds
of hand you
people-
have to be to have the usher be like, bro, like, can you please stop mentioning Joe Biden and just watch
Here's
the
the thing.
Phillies game?
Just take this beer, please.
The
That's
worst thing about
unhinged.
guys like that when they drink and that is the topic at hand is that they're probably 10 times worse when they're sober. Like, think about that.
Oh, I kept after I heard.
It's not true.
No, it's because what you say when you're drunk is a sober mind.
Yeah, but you're not afraid to say it when you're drunk.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but
you actually let the filter go away.
but the silent ones are more dangerous in my opinion.
sure.
It's harder to spot.
All
them
I
out.
know is after like the second time that guy made the Bud Light comment, I was like facing my beer, like the label towards that group of dudes. I was drinking it, chugging it, waiting for them to notice.
we should have bought around for
after
them.
me and Seamus finished
You
our
should have blown him.
Should have.
after me and Seamus finished the beers we got out in the concourse, I was so ready. I was like, Shane, when he comes back, like we're proudly ordering 2 Bud Lights.
Yes, but they do last call in like the 3rd inning now.
No, they
because
did
of the
last
pitch
call
clock.
like 5 times.
Yeah,
But
but
I think they
mean,
fuck with you, so you buy
I
the
don't
beer.
like it though. Like the one thing I have against the pitch clock is that it's less time to drink during the game.
Yep.
So the onus now is on me to tailgate early and often. Like that's what I have to do. Or on the flip
What a
side,
tragedy.
you have more time to go to Xfinity Live because the game's not ending at obscure hours of the day. So, it works out. But yeah, those guys hate trans people, I assume, and they love Kid Rock. So we had to sit
I
next
wonder
to those
what
guys.
beer they were drinking because they had the beer bats, and I was like, I wonder what that's.
I
It's
hope
probably Yingers.
I hope it's an Anheuser-Busch related product.
No, it's definitely Yingers. I mean,
You think so?
oh yeah.
Either that or IPAs.
I mean, Dick Yingling is
All-
like.
And they were taking those
he
dudes were
is,
taking a lot of
not fan
selfies.
Trannies.
Oh, he's not a fan? Oh, man.
They're
That's
taking a-
shocking.
Those old men were taking a lot of selfies too. That's pretty much all they did was discourage Bud Light
Sus.
and take selfies with each other.
Sus.
Definitely
Yeah, it was really it was giving off very weird energy. But other than that,
they were trying to overcompensate.
the game was great. Besides that, we made some friends that were from Florida next to us.
Just,
they were nice people.
thieves.
Seamus was goaded into giving one of the Floridian women his last like 4 zins.
Yeah.
She was like, "Do you have any zins?"
You
And
got
Seamus
zins?
obliged. And
Yeah.
he gave her like 5.
What?
I didn't give her
Well,
5.
he didn't really. She
I gave
like,
her 1. She grabbed the tin and
Yeah.
took 5.
She kind of persuaded you into giving her like 4.
Never
then-
trust a Florida girl.
Then on the way out,
Never trust a Florida girl.
I can tell you.
by the
that.
way, wanted, not that I was there looking to, hook up with a woman, but, she wasn't a bad-looking woman. And
You're always looking to hook up with a
and
woman.
she,
Yeah, right.
not
Or
giving
man.
me the time of day the entire game. After I give her the zins, on the way out, she smiles at me. She's like, "Thanks for the zinners." And then it was one of those mean smiles.
Did she smile and have all of them in a horseshoe?
I saw one of them. I
Yeah,
saw one of them
just
sticking
packing
out.
the fattest lip with Seamus's zins.
When I gave her the first one, okay, I gave her the first one. Then she asked for more.
The
but I-
Phillies have lost in disgrace.
Good. That means I won because I bet Marlins money line.
See, Seamus betting with his heart,
it went
not-
into
and his
extra
head and not
innings.
his heart.
What?
You wanted the extra in it.
It doesn't matter. I trust me. I
No,
found
yeah,
out.
in baseball.
So I gave her
the.
I gave her the zin, and then she was like, "Ew, this tastes like actual dip." I was like, "What do you want from me?"
What did she think it was?
Well, I don't know. I guess it doesn't taste like her normal flavors in. But dude, when you're that desperate,
Whatever
you'll
happened?
take
to
anything.
What happened to smoking cigarettes, man?
I
I was
know.
gonna say, have you smoked cigarettes?
Yeah, I've when I was drunk, drunk.
It's
cig.
just
I used to be a big drunk cig guy.
yeah.
It's just the graduation to Zen is a very specific route to go if you didn't smoke cigs.
Well,
before.
you got to get your nicotine high somehow. I got
Do
addicted.
you?
I got a nicotine high.
What?
I developed a nicotine addiction
Oh,
through
E6.
vaping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm very lucky. I would always.
The hell
like,
is this, a
smoke
roast
I would
or-
smoke cigs and like vapes when I was drunk, but I've never formed like a nicotine addiction.
yeah, no, you have other problems, but
Well, that's beyond the point.
no. I'm just
All right.
kidding.
Anyway, aside
Alcoholism's a lot better.
from our first
it's a lot more fun.
aside from our first stadium experiences of the year, let's talk about the actual product that is on the field right now.
It's not the best. I'll put it that
I don't
way.
know if there's any better way to describe the Phillies right now than like mid.
It's not
mid
well,
as fuck.
well, here's how I'll describe
Maybe
it.
worse than mid.
They got off to a very horrendous start in Texas was bad. New York was bad. The first 2 road trips were horrible. They come home, they get some life in front of the crowd. First time back since the World Series. So, it is whatever's going to happen in April happens in April.
Not to bash on you guys. That Sunday game was just so rough.
No,
It
it
was
was.
horrible.
So bad.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean,
Why do you think I was blackout drunk?
yeah, it wasn't fun at the
Although
end.
I have to admit, it was nice hanging out with Glenn. the
Yeah,
guy
Glenn,
from Xfinity.
yeah, Glenn's awesome.
But
Yeah, he was
Seamus, they,
Shout out Ridley or wherever the fuck he's from.
they come out on Monday, have that amazing game that no one saw coming against Sandy, and then they follow it up how the Phillies always follow it up, which is predictably the bats are live in one game and then very dead the
And then they
following
vanish.
day.
And this is what happened last year against the Reds. They blew up for about 15, 16, whatever, X amount of runs last year in game 1. And then the next game they come out and they get shut out. It's like they can't carry that
against the
momentum.
Astros?
Yeah, or against the Astros.
Here's one
They
way
can't
to do
carry
it.
that momentum into the next game.
Here's the most effective way to do this. Let's talk about like some positives first, like any positives we've taken.
Nick Castellanos.
Yeah, I was gonna say Nick
Yeah.
Castellanos.
Stoddy.
I think I kind of shit on him the last podcast. I was wrong. He definitely looks better. The power is not there yet, but he's driving the ball at least and hitting some doubles. So that's
I think he's leading the league in doubles now.
He
after
is.
today.
Yeah.
that's a huge
I think he's
step
got
up.
7 or 8 now.
Another positive would be Alec Boehm. He's
Yep,
showing
Boehm.
power. He's hitting consistently. He's obviously this carries over from last year, but he's improved greatly defensively.
Well, now you could see why the Phillies were so high on making Bryson Stott the everyday guy.
Yes, Bryson
Yeah.
Stott.
And he just, he's.
Did he lead off today? By the way,
He did.
Yes, he's
Yeah,
in the middle of a.
that's- it's
He's
a
in the
great-
middle of what's going to be a breakout season. I
it
think.
is a great move to have him batting leadoff.
He's hitting every game.
I know that like we all joke like professional hitter, and we talk about it all the time, and there's only so much we can say. But he really just does know how to put together an at bat. And this year, more than last year, he's putting together at bats that end with hits.
Yeah,
Well, the nice part too is like if you go back to like the days where the Phils really had success, who was leading off for you? It was J-Roll and Victorino.
Yeah.
Your 2
Contact
fastest
guys,
your
yeah.
2 contact guys. Still had a little bit of power, but your two contact guys.
Yep.
That's when they were the most successful. Like, and now you can have Stott and Trey right up there. It's just like your own personal J-Roll and Victorino. Like,
And that's
fucking awesome.
another thing. Those 2 guys at the top of your order make so
Yeah.
much sense as
Yeah.
the table
It's-
setters with guys like Schwarber in your lineup, guys like JT in your lineup, and
Mm-hmm.
hopefully Castellanos because those are your home run threats.
Yeah, I was just going to say if Kyle can actually put the ball in play, like RBI should be easy picking.
I will say something about Schwarber, and he's never been a batting average guy ever.
dude, but this
I
year
mean,
it's different. I feel like it's different this year.
I look at it this way: he's already got 3 home runs through the first X amount of games.
He is
in the early part.
noticeably more aggressive at the plate this year.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think it's a good thing though. I really do. I mean, there was an at bat today where he popped up on the first pitch to shallow center field. You don't like to see that, but the next at bat he comes out, works a 3-out. Works a 3-ball no strike count.
What's his batting average right now?
It's low. It's very low. It's
Like,
always low.
He's gonna have to get it up a little bit to
I think-
justify all these strikeouts.
but I think that'll come again with the elimination of the shift. He is the
And
prototypical June, but Schwarber is the
Yeah,
prototypical guy
I'm not like saying he's dead.
that
yet.
is going to benefit from the no shifting.
I also wouldn't be surprised if when Harper comes back in the lineup, you see Schwarber hitting a lot more.
Oh, I think so too. He's going to
'Cause,
get
I
more
mean,
pitches to
he's-
hit.
He is like without Reese, and I hate to say it because I know I fucking hate Reese,
Yeah.
but like
But
without
he
Reese in this lineup, Schwarber is your power guy.
Absolutely.
So
He is pretty much your sole power guy right now.
And I think obviously Schwarber is a power hitter. That's when he goes
Yes.
up to the plate.
Yeah.
He's
He is
trying to hit a home
Mhm.
run, and that has always been his game, and it's worked. When he gets hot, it's insane.
It's fucking nuts.
It's insane.
So-
So I'm not worried about Schwarber at all. It's good. It's a good sign that he's got 3 home runs this
a
early.
couple other positives. I feel like lost in the breakout season that Bryson Stott is having is a breakout season for Brandon Marsh.
I think so
Mhm.
too. Yeah.
He's having a great year so far. Edmundo Sosa is having a good year when he fills in and plays, which he should be doing a lot more.
Yeah, it's all. I mean, the
honestly.
guy. I mean, he had a bad game last night, but he's been
It happens.
unbelievable when
Yeah.
given opportunities.
So I mean, honestly, dude, I think that's where the positive list ends. I mean, there's not many, and I think let's go right now into the negatives, and we can easily throw out our first 2 being our 2 starting pitchers, Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola.
Wheels
Yeah.
looked phenomenal today.
Yeah,
though.
Wheeler got off to a rough start this season. But every single start he's gone out there, he's looked improved. Today
Mhm.
he was hitting 96, 97 pretty late into the game. I think they
That's
gave him
very good.
a quick hook, a relatively quick hook in my opinion, because it's still early in the season and he's still trying to work his way back into the rotation.
Nola though.
But Nola's an
Oh,
issue.
Jesus
Nola's
Listen,
a
I'm
big
not
time
gonna
issue.
lie. I'm not gonna lie. Wheeler. I mean,
It's time to
how
worry
many
about
innings
Nola.
how many innings did Wheeler go today?
5+.
I think he went 6.
Okay, 6 is like I feel like these 2 guys, aside from this start, like it's really once they touch the 5th inning, they're cooked.
Yeah, I mean, and that's
And like
when
that-
Wheeler's velocity
Yes.
tends to drop.
And Nola, yeah, it's time to worry about him. I think the ace conversation is dead.
It's
Not that I ever bought into it.
Well, for me, it's dead.
Yeah, I mean, 'cause
Finally.
Finally,
I
it's
just-
dead.
Finally.
He's not.
He-
I think
Can we
at
have
one,
a ceremony for
I
it
think
and
at one
everything?
point he was an ace.
he falls off 8.
Yeah, when the team was winning fucking like 30 games a
I
year.
think even last year, I think he had a great year last year as far as
did.
durability is concerned.
He did. He was an innings eater last year.
But he looks horrible this year.
looks-
I mean, he looks horrendous.
He literally he gets through his first 3 innings, like looks pretty decent, maybe gives up a run or 2, and then 1 inning hits. It's either the 5th or the 4th year.
There's an
lately.
implosion.
And just if he fucks up like one time, he just can't recover.
No,
He-
he can't.
Like if he gives up a really bad walk, then next thing you know, there's the bases are fucking loaded, and he's giving up a double to someone.
Like I don't like
Exactly.
to say it, but like it seems like he is like mentally soft in a way, just in like that
Mhm.
sense of once he fucks up, like he's kind of done.
We need PJ Tucker to come in and bark at him.
Yeah, that's
Fucking
actually a good point. That
just
would be
yell
good.
at him for
Or
an
get the
hour.
Fanatic to do something.
I'm just at the point now where like our pitching is very bad in all aspects because Matt Strahm has been fine, but like that's like one of those things that isn't going to hold up.
That's
for
not
the
going to last.
course of a season. And obviously, some people will listen to this and say, "Oh, well, Nolan Wheeler being like quote unquote bad or not as great that won't go for the whole season." But like, who knows?
Well, I mean, you want to see better quality starts out of Aaron Nola.
Yeah, especially this early in the year. I know people will say like, "Oh, well, you can look at it one way or the other." This early in the year, guys are still getting used to it. But the other side of that is this early in the year, like before you have all the mileage of a season on you.
Look, there's
In a
no
way-
question for this team to get back to where they were last year. They need Aaron Nola to be better than what he is right now.
And that kind of
I think a big reason that he's kind of fucking up right now, and I know this is going to sound like a little bitch excuse, but I really do think the pitch clock is fucking with him.
A lot of people are saying that he was one of the slowest pitchers.
He was.
So I don't know. That probably does factor.
He like, took his fucking time.
That
he,
could
like,
factor
thought
into
about
it.
what he was like.
I mean,
he
that could-
thought about it. Like,
Yeah.
that
I
could
mean-
very well just mean he's cooked then.
No, I mean, you never
can't
know.
adapt.
You
You
never
never
know.
know. You got to see what he gives you and
and I-
evaluate him in
Can
May.
I also add this on to the fact that this is why I think he's not an ace? Not that anyone's arguing that anymore. Aces adapt.
Yeah.
Other pitchers have adapted to this. and
It
he
is-
clearly cannot.
It is early enough in the year where he could very well adapt. And
No,
and,
I think-
and,
I think
and
the
have a
big
I'm not
fine
thing
saying
year.
is he
I'm not
just-
saying he won't.
I think he just gets really anxious as soon as he fucks up, and the pitch clock obviously doesn't give him a lot of time to like really just sit there and be like, all right, okay, I just got to make a pitch.
I'll tell you what,
He's just like firing.
for all those Phillies fans that were angry about the lack of about the contract negotiation stalling, maybe Dombrowski and the Phillies brass know something. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
it
they
is
know
possible.
he's tanking his
It
value.
is possible, and you know it is, and it should be. What have you done for me lately? The Phillies should have learned that from the contracts from the last championship team. That last core they kept giving contracts to, and they're over welcoming their stay. Aaron Nola and Rhys Hoskins, along with Zach Eflin, who already left, might be just one of those.
And Eflin's already hurt.
He's already on the IL, and that's the thing with Eflin, man. I think that they could very well end up missing Zach Eflin this year, but at the same time, he's always hurt.
Yeah, I mean, he only played like what, half the season last year?
Yeah.
If that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like Nola,
I feel like I'm being
Hoskins,
generous
and
with that.
Eflin were, they were the core guys of the horrible days.
Yeah, Eflin was great in the playoffs. Nola was great in the playoffs.
But for now, you need Nola. I mean, you
Yeah.
need him to step
I
up
mean,
big time.
what
Or
else
you
are
have
you
to
gonna
trade.
do?
You have to trade for a starter.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have Ranger right now. Painter's still a question mark. Like,
But this is all. It also could end up working out, like you said, because Andrew Painter, I just saw threw a bullpen or he threw something,
no, he had a catch.
or he had a catch, whatever.
He had a catch down in Clearwater.
All
the
right,
other
so
day.
I mean, if he could come back and give the Phillies innings at some point this season,
Yeah.
that's huge.
It
Ranger
is.
coming back will be huge.
Mhm.
I mean,
Ranger just threw the other day. He threw a game the other day, I think, in Lehigh Valley.
So I mean, help is on the way,
Yeah.
but for now, Aaron Nola needs to figure it out.
Not with the bullpen though. The bullpen is not good, and help unless they trade for someone is not on the way. That is something that needs to be addressed.
I think
well.
the bullpen.
I think the bullpen's going to be all right.
I think they're settling in a little bit. I really do. I mean, they have been better over the past week than they were over the first 2 weeks. Like, they looked pretty rough, but they were also being stretched because you have Wheeler and Nola only going like 3-4 innings the first 2 weeks.
Yeah,
But
it's-
the first 2 weeks of the season, it was like,
Now, Craig,
right, like,
Craig
well,
Kimbrell, I think is
he's
absolutely
whatever.
trash.
I think he's
he
cool.
should not be closing or pitching in any like high stress situations.
I agree.
He can't stand out with his arms long enough. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's a
you know?
problem. It's the whole
It's the
chicken
fucking
thing
Sir
that he
Anthony,
does.
even Sir Anthony, man. He's
Yeah, sir, I
He's
mean,
been
Sir
rough,
Anthony.
too.
Yeah, I think he did okay today. I'm not sure. I have to look at the box score again, but I'm
He
not
was, like,
worried.
fine.
I'm not worried about Sir Anthony.
Yeah, I think he tends to every year get kind of off. to a
Jose
bad start.
Alvarado's been phenomenal,
Bro, he up until literally today had struck out 11 batters straight.
and he's been fine all year.
And
You're
he
gonna
gave
have
up his first. He gave up his first run of the year.
you're
today.
gonna have those outings where everything blows up.
Yeah,
and,
but even then, it really didn't.
Yeah.
Like he gave up that home run, and in the past, Jose would have been like distraught.
oh yeah,
And would have gotten fucked on the next 3 batters, but instead he
Bounced
struck
back.
out the next guy and then fucking was like closed out the inning.
and Gregory Soto seems to be settling in a
Yeah,
little
he
bit in
is. He
Philadelphia.
is.
So
Where on the list of problems do you rank like the manager decisions so far? Because obviously
Pretty-
there's been a lot of
pretty high up there.
There's been a lot
Yeah.
of questions about the lineups and stuff, and who's facing who, and all the looking too closely into it and not just playing the best guys.
Here's the thing: Brandon Marsh needs to start every single day. Period.
Correct.
I mean,
Yep.
that's it.
Yep.
There's no time to experiment with Christian Pache,
No, he sucks.
who gives you nothing offensively. Put him in the game in the late innings for defensive replacement purposes.
Mhm.
And Rob Thompson did not do that today, which is another managerial mistake that he made. Don't
No,
care
he
what the
did.
score. No, I don't think he did.
He put Pache in
All right, good.
in like the 8th inning. Yeah.
That's what he has to start doing consistently. Put him in as a defensive replacement. Don't give him starts. Certainly don't give him more at bats and overexpose him because he's not good.
well, the only problem was today it went to the 10th inning and then he immediately popped up from the first pitch in the second.
Just- and this is what he gives you offensively.
Yeah,
Nothing.
I know that he's.
And that is Rob Thompson's. That's his
I know
problem.
he doesn't have
Yeah.
much to work with, but like they need to acquire a first baseman, man, because Cody Clemens is.
I mean, Cody Clemens got his
Stinky.
first
Finally-
hit as a Philly
finally
today.
got his
but
first
yeah,
hit
he's
on
not
the
the
hit.
answer.
He stinks.
He's not the answer long
Yeah,
term.
he's-
I know
he's
they're
been
they're
brutal.
trying out that huge motherfucker down at
Cruz.
De La Cruz. They're trying him out at first base in the minors. I don't know how far away he is. I don't even know how good he's been playing down there.
Well,
but
also, how far away is Derek Hall? He's probably what, like
2-3 months. They said
2-3
He
months.
tore
I thought it was-
ligaments.
oh fuck! I thought it was
Yeah.
2-3 weeks.
They say
Damn,
that-
I completely
no
misread
months
that.
because he tore ligaments. They were saying weeks if he didn't tear any ligaments.
Okay.
And he
Yeah,
did
I
that.
completely that sucks.
Yeah, it sucks.
So
And
yeah, you got to go out and get somebody. At
you have
that
to either
point.
trade for C.J. Crone or see what they want for Christian Walker. I mean, those teams are probably both going to be selling. Arizona, I'm not so sure because they have a nice young like pain in the ass team.
They've also kind of started off a little hot this
Yeah,
season.
but you look at that division, it's like, do they have a chance
No.
competing in that
Yeah,
division?
no.
I don't think so. The Colorado Rockies certainly don't have a chance. So there
Chris
goes
Bryant.
CJ Crone. Yeah, he stinks, dude. I was watching.
Aren't you so glad we didn't pick him up?
But also, like, I feel like he would have thrived here for some reason because you're
I
in a
don't know,
competitive
man.
market. You're an MVP.
He hasn't hit a home run at Coors Field.
I don't think he cares. I think he checked
but
out.
Coors Field.
No, I know.
man.
It's almost
that's
impossible to
the easiest
believe.
place to hit a home run in the entire fucking league.
Oh,
Well,
absolutely.
is it easier than Yankee Stadium?
Oh,
with the
well
short
then,
porch?
yeah, no, that's different.
Well,
now,
with the
but-
altitude, though, I mean,
No,
but-
I know. I'm saying, like, does the altitude make up?
I
for
know,
how
but it's
short?
still, I'm just making a generalized statement.
No,
there,
you're
but it's
correct
like,
though.
they
I'm
moved that.
genuinely wondering if it's easier to hit a home run in Colorado or with the short porch.
Probably Colorado still.
It's
I mean,
close.
it depends on the hitter, honestly.
Yeah, it depends. But Toronto also moved their fence in. I was watching a Blue Jays game last night, and Nick Maton kind of, poked one over the wall. in
I'll
right field.
forever hold the fact that that's one of my biggest problems with baseball. There needs to be a rule, and
Yeah.
each stadium needs to
Standardize
have
it.
the same dimensions. I think it's ridiculous.
Old man
actually.
Seamus is about to come out. Just wait.
Listen, I know that I'm like wrong, and most baseball fans would disagree with me here. But like the fact that the Green Monster exists, or the short porch exists, or like stats where it's like, oh, this would have been a home run in 29 stadiums, but not these two. It doesn't make sense to me. Like imagine if like
It's very dumb.
imagine if Lincoln Financial Field was 105 yards instead of 100 yards.
I mean,
Like
I don't know if you could compare like the NFL with Major League Baseball.
I'm just making a general
In that
statement,
regard?
and I don't understand why every stadium doesn't have a set
it's
metric.
just
it has to
baseball,
be.
man. That's just it's always been like
Baseball
that.
doesn't exist.
I'm not
bro.
saying that that's not always how it's been. I'm saying I find that stupid.
I kind of love it because it's part of the
Listen,
the
it gives
beauty of the
each
game.
it gives each
Here we go, old
stadium
man
its,
Seamus. Here we go.
it gives
I think
each
it's
stadium
awesome.
its own little flavor and everything. But
and you
I
get
just, I don't-
81 games in one stadium anyway.
Yeah, but
it's not like it affects your stats negatively overall.
I mean, look at the short porch in Yankee Stadium. They just rake over
I
there.
mean, they're there
because
Aaron
81
Judge,
games.
Would Aaron Judge have won MVP last year if it wasn't for the short?
It's
I don't know, probably because he hit a bunch of bombs that could have left any stadium.
I'm not saying that that's what helped Aaron Judge win MVP because he's amazing, obviously, and he hit plenty of homers other places. But
And
when you-
also, be careful talking about other stadiums when Citizens Bank Park is literally one of those stadiums.
Oh yeah,
I'm not saying
I'm
it's
just saying.
not. I'm saying that they need to come together and come up with
Like, I don't think
dimensions that-
Ryan Howard would have had that career if he didn't play at CBP, but it's all relative.
I would just think every stadium should have the same exact dimensions because that's how it is in every other sport. There's no differences in the courts or
Yeah.
the fields. And
Just
I
say
get
you
that.
hate baseball, dude.
Listen,
Yeah,
the
dude.
stadium aspect is one thing.
That's never
but
changing.
every football stadium, basketball stadium, they're all different in their own ways. But you know what isn't different? The actual field of play.
Yeah, well,
It's
I mean,
the same.
I mean,
Every NHL hockey.
gonna
arena
It's
do?
never
is
going
the
to
same.
happen.
Yeah, it's never gonna happen.
I'm not saying it should. I'm just saying why I think it's stupid.
yeah, all right. I mean, I
I'm just
don't,
voicing an opinion.
I don't think it's stupid. I think that's just the sport.
Seamus is trying to silence.
The
me.
sport is that way. You
Yeah,
know what
and
I mean?
think it's dumb.
just
that's
like
all.
football is a certain way, basketball is a certain way, baseball is that way.
Censor
yeah, but
Vince.
they're all the same ways across the league.
Yeah, but I mean, baseball's not that way
I know
because
I'm just,
it's a different
that's
sport.
that's why I don't think it's.
Yeah.
I think it's dumb. That's
All right,
all.
that's fine.
I mean, it's like
We can
raising the
disagree.
baskets an extra foot on one side of the court in
Right.
basketball.
It would be
Like,
much more entertaining.
I have a question. Who's the most interesting man in baseball this season?
The most interesting man in base, Shohei Ohtani.
Probably.
Well, yeah, probably.
Okay,
Very
give me
interesting.
somebody I don't know. Give me a fresh something to
I'm
check.
shocked you know who Shohei Ohtani
Do you know
is.
who-
Yes.
If you're looking for like a young, like swaggy guy, you could like be a fan of Jazz Chisholm. on
Jazz
the-
I know
on
Jazz
the-
Chisholm.
Okay.
Could be a bad teammate, though.
I think those are
He's
the
a
two
Marlins fan. You guys
yeah.
forget.
Those
Yeah.
are probably the two non-Phillies that I actually know.
I mean,
interesting.
Fernando Tatis will be coming back from suspension.
Tatis.
It'd be
I mean,
interesting to see if he rode motorcycles or took illegal drugs. That's what's interesting about him. I'm trying to think, like an actual interesting.
I said Tatis. I mean, he's.
Tatis is
you think he's
Vladdy?
interesting?
Tatis
Vladdy?
is very swaggy.
What about Vladdy? Vlad
Vladdy.
Guerrero?
Oh, Guerrero.
If you like
okay.
fat people, yeah.
This is
I like
kinda-
fat people.
This
is-
I don't fat shame.
Alejandro Kirk, his teammate,
This is kind
Short
of
Oh,
fat-
Daniel Vogelbach.
Daniel Vogelbach,
a big boy.
huge.
I mean, this one's like a no-brainer, and it's kind of a violation as a Phillies fan. But Ronald Acuna Jr. is like,
Yeah. Oh,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's
very-
fucking awesome.
He's interesting. But what do you mean interesting? Like I don't even
Like,
understand
Players that are fun.
that. Oh,
like Jazz
Acuna's
Chisholm.
100% fun.
Yes.
Jazz is fun.
Acuna,
Tatis, I don't honestly. I'm not even trying to like harp on that. Personally, I don't find him fun. I
Oh,
find him
J-Ram.
aggravating.
J-Ram.
J Ram's.
why do you find him aggravating?
Because he's an idiot.
Well, I think the steroid shit, yeah, for sure.
Well, the motorcycle shit, the steroid shit, the seemingly not giving a shit, the lying about the drugs that he took for all the people that actually had that disease that he claimed to have. You know, ringworm. Think about all the ringworm.
Who hasn't committed fraud?
Think about all those ringworm victims that were taken advantage of by Fernando
shut the
Tatis.
fuck up.
Yeah, but we'd be lying if we said watching him hit those homers against the Dodgers last year.
Oh, yeah,
that was last year, right?
Yeah, I
When
just
they
hate
had
the
that
guy now. He's on A-Rod status to me. Can't like him. But
It's not nearly as good.
I understand why you say that, though. Mike
He's
Trout's
interesting.
not interesting at all.
Which
No.
sucks because he's so
Take
good.
him off the list. Tim Anderson's hurt. So that's
Tim
gone.
Anderson is a good one.
It's a good one. He's
Garrett
hurt.
Cooper.
Garrett Cooper is always a I harassed him.
Seamus was fawning over Garrett Cooper the
That's
whole
my first
Not
pick.
game
shocking.
on Monday.
Oh, dude, and he was DHing, so I got to be around him,
Ew.
because he would.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, because he would stay in the dugout. We were one row behind.
That
the
doesn't
dugout.
mean that you get to be around.
I
him.
was pretty damn. I was closer to him than you ever were. I
You
guarantee
did-
that.
It's not a competition. It's just stating the fact.
He knew who I was too.
The-
He
he's-
knew who you were.
Well, I mean, he
Yo,
didn't know
this
who I was, but
fucking weirdo in all Phillies gear keeps yelling
Yeah.
my name.
he looked up at me a couple
The
times.
guy sitting in
I
front
think
of
he was
us,
telling security about you.
Maybe
the guy sitting
Didn't
in
work.
front of us were straight from the 1950s.
they were
with their,
weirdos.
The way
Yeah,
they
bada
were
bada.
literally the way they were insulting the Marlins, they were they'd be like, "Hey Marlins, you stink."
The best was the one kid
and it was
who,
what are we doing here?
the one kid who you could tell he thought that he knew sports. He was Googling every single one of them, like whose number on the Miami Marlins roster, just screaming their name. It was pretty funny. And it's why are you harassing these guys when they're getting blown out? Dude, it was a 15-3 game.
usher-
Well, that's when you do harass them because they don't give a shit.
The
at
usher
that
had to
point.
I
correct.
guess.
The usher had to correct me on my vulgarity because at one point I said to the Marlins dugout, if I gave up a home run to Jay Cave, I'd fucking retire.
Yeah, and he was like, settle down.
I never got yelled at.
Yeah.
By
Well,
any
keep in mind,
ushers.
this
By any
usher was
ushers.
sitting next to us.
Yeah,
literally.
he was. Yeah, he was.
He was
right.
Yeah, see,
sitting-
this is why I need to be in the nosebleeds.
Yeah,
this is,
no,
this
I mean-
is exactly why
Oh,
I need to always
they
be in
don't
the
tolerate
nosebleeds.
that shit down in the lower levels. Man.
Yeah, I'd take my shirt off, do some shoeies.
Yeah, dude. Nah,
that's where my people are.
it is a different atmosphere down there. You feel like you're on the field.
Yeah, and I don't need to be there.
It's fucking absurd.
I don't need to be there at all.
dude, you can hear the conversations happening, albeit they're in Spanish in the Marlins case, but you can hear the conversations
Kid,
happening.
okay.
And, it was pretty cool just to be around them. And Gene Segura kept looking up. There was this kid who was, trying way too hard. He had a Gene Segura jersey that he wanted
child.
to get signed. He was screaming at the poor guy. And the guy looked up in horror at the guy. But,
Like Garrett Cooper looked at you.
probably. Garrett gave me the up down though, like one of those
Ew.
little up downs.
What's
made
the
it-
most
you make it seem
embarrassed
like
you've What's the most embarrassed you've been with Seamus at a Phillies game?
I'm usually fine at them.
I'm not asking you.
I mean, I'm usually drunk as fuck at all
Oh.
the Phillies games.
I don't think I've had.
I'll tell you what, at the World
crazy
Series
ones.
game, dude, I just stood there the entire time and practically didn't say a word. So
Yeah.
I was locked in.
I'm
I
the
get
one that
locked
gets all
in.
fired up.
I get locked in at the Phillies games, just like I get locked in at Bruce Springsteen concerts. People think I look miserable. No, I am enjoying.
You and Vince look
You
exactly
cannot
the
say
same.
that you did not look miserable in that picture.
I was
Like,
in the moment, dude. I'm
That
literally
is not up for debate.
That is not in the moment. That's I'm gonna kill everybody around me.
no, dude. I was so euphoric. I was like, that's how I look when I'm euphoric.
For the record, I was having a lot of fun. I was just violently high.
I don't know how you were high for 8 hours, off of one hit.
No, I was chiefing that thing when you weren't looking.
Oh my god, you little chiefer! You're like Chief
That,
Keef.
that felt wrong.
You
I didn't
little
like how you added that.
hey, little
at the end.
chiefer. Is your daddy
Oh
home?
God, dude!
Okay.
Shut no, stop it.
All right.
Stop.
Anyway, the Phillies.
What's
I mean,
up?
I feel like it's too I know this is a running gag with us, but it's way too early to
Speaking of
say
gagging.
anything. Excuse me. it's way too early to make any statements about the season, but
Yeah, it is.
there's plenty of fucking time for them to get their shit together. Like Nolan, Wheeler.
One
have
other
time
thing
to
I want to
correct.
bring up
Nah, Noel's cooked.
in the negatives
Probably, but I'm
is
trying to be
this
positive.
goddamn team doesn't know how to run the bases.
No, they
That
have,
is
Yeah.
absurd.
they have bad fun.
That is absurd.
Something little today, I forget exactly who got the hit, but just not hitting the
The cutoff, man.
The cutoff man. Sorry, I couldn't think of the word. Just not hitting the cutoff man on certain throws and shit, and allowing guys to advance a base when they wouldn't have been able to. Little stuff like that, the fundamentals, the base running. It's all not good.
To be
Yeah.
fair to Nick Castellanos, because I know which one you're talking about, he's used to having a fucking 6-foot person there, and Cody Clemens is 2 feet tall.
Yeah, he's a very
and
small
also
guy.
should have been
But,
back
dude, he
probably
was-
another 10 feet.
he was
to
making-
the cutoff.
Costi was trying to make that throw home.
Yeah,
With-
but
and he had no
outfielders
business
are going to do that. And you have to be the cutoff man that gets there and cuts it off. That's
I mean,
the
your
whole
job.
point.
That is. I understand what you're saying too, but
I
it's-
just think you should probably read the situation and be like, "There's no way I'm throwing this guy out."
Yeah, no, I know.
Bryce Harper would.
But the fundamentals of this team have been like atrocious.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous. Bryson Stott makes that horrible base running
That
decision
was
last
brutal.
night after sparking
And
a rally.
Gene just fucking saw it right away.
Oh my God, man! You can't do that. Championship contenders don't do that. Like you can't get
Well,
away
these
with
ones
doing
do.
that. I know, but I guess these guys are different.
Are these guys championship contenders?
They
They were
better-
less than 6 months ago.
and they got better.
That was last season, and some would say maybe a fluke.
But they got better.
But
By a lot.
on paper.
Yes.
Is the product on the field better?
So far, no.
Right. That's all I'm
Well,
saying.
better than last year.
Well, I think it was
technically.
better than last year, but still, not if Rob Thompson keeps making Gabe Kapler-esque decisions /
Yeah.
Joe Girardi-esque decisions. It's like he's a big part of this too. No, I don't like what I've seen lately so far this season as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, we've
I don't
won-
like what I've
we've
seen
only
at all.
won one series.
But
against
like
the
I said,
Reds.
there is positives to look at, especially with guys like Castellanos. He's hitting the cover off the baseball, man. Alec Boehm is poised for a breakout year with Bryson Stott, with Brandon Marsh. I mean, that is a recipe for insane success,
Yeah.
the likes of which they didn't have last year.
Right. I'm
And
just
you're getting Bryce Harper back. You're getting Ranger Suarez back. Hopefully Andrew Painter is available to help this team down the stretch. So I think they'll be all right.
I'm just trying to figure out why it's not coming together yet. I know it's still early.
It takes a
but
while for a lot of teams. Do you think the Rays are going to win 162 games? They might. But, I mean, that start, by the way, to their season is insane.
Yeah, but they're
11-0.
The funny part is they are beating up on some of the worst teams in baseball.
But, dude,
right
that's
now.
what good teams do, man. It's
I know.
hard.
I know.
And also the
But-
Red
Right,
Sox.
We're
The Red
talking
Sox
about
are a good team.
We're talking about we're fans of a Phillies team who've only beat the Reds in a series so
yeah,
far.
so far.
We've dropped series to the Rangers
Who are
and the Marlins.
Contenders who are, I mean, the Marlins, they get shit on a lot, man. That's a good fucking
They
team.
get shit on because, as we discovered during the game, they have never won the division.
I don't want to say that they're a good team, so I take that back. But they have a lot of great players on that team as far as hitting goes. That Luis Ariz is literally Tony Gwynn. He is literally
he
Tony
was-
Gwynn.
Listen, I'm not saying I still have full faith they're going to make the playoffs and everything. So we'll just have to see when it comes together. And I'm going to use this as a transition because speaking of the playoffs, we have
Play the song!
We have coming up
Dun,
Sixers
dun,
playoffs,
dun,
baby.
dun, dun,
Uh,
dun,
the
dun.
number
Great time, too. Prime time. Love it.
number 3.
Oh, wait.
the 3 seed Sixers will take on the 6 seed Brooklyn Nets.
Out batting for Brooklyn.
No Ben Simmons this playoffs,
No.
sadly. You know,
No,
'cause
he's got a fake neck injury or whatever.
It really sucks for the Nets because he has a track record of performing great in the playoffs.
They should act
Only
on it.
against the Nets.
It's a big loss. It's a big loss for them.
You know what's really scary to think about? What if this is a Bridges, fuck you, Philadelphia, series?
Kill
Yeah,
myself.
he could drop.
And he just
Series?
No. What if he gets his right,
Won't.
and also they sweep us? Can you
Yeah.
imagine that?
Mikal Bridges could drop 40 a night and they'd still lose every game.
And I hope he does.
That team is
Spencer
very bad.
Dinwiddie's their number 2.
Yeah, that team is
dude,
very
Oh,
bad.
Spencer
Dinwiddie's going to eat. If I know anything, Dinwiddie's
Did you see
gonna
all the
eat.
shit that came out this week with him and Kuzma?
What happened with him and Kuzma?
So he said some shit basically that Kyle Kuzma is like a fraud and like sucks at basketball.
And Kyle Kuzma got a little hurt.
And then Kyle Kuzma put together a whole 7-part thread on why Spencer
Oh,
Dinwiddie's a
dude,
bitch.
fuck
basically.
Kyle Kuzma,
What
man.
sparked-
No, it was awesome.
What
It was
sparked the
fucking
soft-
hysterical.
What sparked the Dinwiddie thing?
So he was just like on a show, and they were like, "Oh yeah, like you and Kyle Kuzma were like
they
getting
were on the
into
same
it."
team.
Yeah. When
I
they were on the
forgot.
Wizards, and
The Wizards, yeah.
and then like when he was on the Mavs, they were getting into it or something after a game, or they like Kyle Kuzma quoted one of his tweets and was like, "Yo, you're a bitch" or whatever, "You're a clown."
Damn.
And then this like just out of nowhere, this one TV show just like brought it up this past week, and Dinwiddie basically like it was awesome. He basically just straight up called Kyle Kuzma a loser.
That is
'Cause, like,
entertaining as fuck.
Because Kuzma quoted the tweet earlier this year and was like, "Oh, like you guys don't even play winning basketball," and then the Wizards proceeded to not make the playoffs while the Nets made the playoffs.
That's wild.
But I mean, to be fair, the Nets are making the playoffs mostly because they had a great start from great
The
players.
bottom of the conference is really shitty.
but
yeah.
what do you think is going to happen in this series? Obviously, the Sixers are going to win.
I am very confident in saying the Sixers are going to sweep.
Gentlemen
Yes.
sweep. Gentlemen
No,
sweep.
they're going to sweep.
No, it's going to be a gentleman's sweep.
I
The
think it's
Sixers are
gonna be
incapable of
gentleman's
sweeping
sweep.
teams.
I-
They're
I-
always going to lose at least one heartbreaker.
I have
series.
faith.
I think it's
I
going to be a
think-
gentleman's
I
sweep.
think
I will never say it because I'm just going to jinx it if I say it.
Well, I'm saying it, and I'll knock on wood, but I think this Nets team
This
sucks.
is fake.
you
Nets
need
team
Tyrese Maxey
The Nets team sucks.
to go off. That'd be nice.
We're talking about a team, and like no disrespect to either of these guys, they're both good role players. But your Mikal Bridges and Spencer Dinwiddie are your 1 and 2.
Yeah. No,
I think
not-
I think it's going to be a repeat of that Nets series a couple of years ago where Jared Dudley was the man, the myth, the legend from Brooklyn.
Listen,
But here's the thing: if
Wait,
the
Seamus
Sixers,
wasn't even a Sixers fan.
if the
Never
Sixers
mind.
lose Game 1,
they won't.
if they do,
That's what happened in that Nets series. The
All right.
Sixers lost game
They
1
lost game
and then won the rest of them.
all right. So maybe that's a good omen. Maybe we're rooting for a 0-1 start to the series
I
on
hope
Saturday.
not, because I
Guys,
have a housewarming
guys,
party at my friend's house,
Please.
and it's with all of our parents, and I will
that could be bad.
I will go fucking insane if we lose game
That-
1.
That
Please
could be
don't
bad.
don't overthink this, man. The Nets stink. They have no one on their team that could possibly stick.
That's what we said about
Embiid.
the Astros, bro.
That's what we said about
Who
the
said
Hawks.
that about the Astros?
That's what we said about the Hawks.
Well,
Ooh.
I don't know about you, but I'm not predicting any like catastrophic performances from one of our best
I,
players.
you never know, Vince.
But
you
no.
never know. How many freak accidents did none of us predict with
Joel
Joel Embiid?
Embiid's face
So-
could fall
but
off
wait, when
at
I-
any moment.
Whoa! I used to say shit like this in the group chat, and people were like, "Shut the fuck up, Vince! You can't
No,
predict
I just
shit
think
like
it's
that."
incredible that you're
Well,
like
now it's like
having
they're-
this huge heel turn right now.
Because the Nets fucking suck.
But here's the thing:
They
do we-
stink.
okay, that being said,
They stink.
do we even get excited realistically if they beat the
No.
fucking Nets?
No, I don't get excited at
you
all.
can't. Like,
Seamus,
I don't want to hear
if
like,
this-
"Let's go!"
Oh, you're gonna hear it from me.
Oh yeah.
If they, Seamus, if it takes
Like,
them,
let's not be
hold on.
happy about that.
I'd almost argue if it takes them more than 5 games to win the series, it's a bad.
It's a
It's a
failure.
very bad look.
It's a so who are we probably going to play in the second
The
round?
Celtics.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we're fucked. I mean,
No,
that's
we're
No,
not
the Hawks
Can
are
we
actually no, the
objectively-
Hawks are gonna go on a fucking miracle run. I'm calling it right now. The Hawks are gonna.
I mean, it's
sweep
not like
the
we have
Celtics.
great success against
Hawks
the Hawks.
also suck.
I
yeah,
mean,
they're
They
fucking
just-
terrible.
I mean, they just
they
lost
almost
to
blew to the Heat. Like
They just lost to the Sixers' third stringers.
I know, I know.
But-
it was awesome.
Jaden Springer, master.
but do you actually believe that the Boston Celtics like could lose the series against the Sixers?
No.
No, to the Sixers?
Oh,
Yeah,
Sixers?
to the
Yes.
Sixers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really?
It's possible.
How?
Yes.
That's going to be a 7-game series.
What
I
needs to
think.
happen?
Joel Embiid needs to just be Joel Embiid. Doc Rivers' defense needs to not let up so many threes.
You don't get exploited by that guard play, which they'll probably rely on because you're going to be doubling Tatum or Brown.
And
Yeah.
you also need Harden to actually play.
So would
his
you put
mind out.
money on the Sixers beating
Also,
the Celtics?
Maxey. Maxey needs to.
Yeah.
Maxey is an X factor in that series, strictly because of the fact that almost every time we
plays
played
bad
Boston
against
this year, he has been brutal because they have the perfect way to defend him. It's just long, lengthy wings.
But that's going to be an issue, isn't it? I mean, Joel
We don't
Embiid
know.
is not capable of carrying a team through a playoff series by
Seamus,
himself.
the
He's not
question-
that
the
I
guy.
don't
question
know.
you're
He's not that guy.
the question you're asking.
He's
The
not.
question you are.
Has he ever done that without help
Can I answer your
What do you
question?
mean?
against an elite team?
Seamus, the question you're proposing to us is: do the Sixers have a chance?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you think it's likely that the Sixers beat the Celtics?
Do I think it's
In a
likely?
series.
I don't know if it's likely, but it's very like I think this goes to 7, like legitimately. I
Okay.
think this is a very good series between two teams that at full health match up against each other well, and it could truly go either way. The reason why I lean towards the Sixers, and I know you could say this for any year and whatnot, but like as again, knock on wood, as long as Joel Embiid is healthy, I will take the Sixers against plenty of teams.
anything
because
is possible.
when you have the best player on the floor,
Quite the
the odds are in
caveat
your
there.
favor.
Quite the caveat, Vince,
What?
that Joe Embiid's healthy for a playoff run.
Well, I know. Listen. I know it's like counterintuitive to even say that, but if he is healthy, as long as we have the best player on the court, which we will in plenty of series,
You
with
need a
Joel
healthy
Embiid,
Embiid against the Celtics,
Yes.
obviously.
Yes.
So
Listen.
here's what you do: you sit him against Brooklyn.
No.
Yes.
Why? Why not?
Galaxy
No.
brain.
Why not? If they're so bad, aren't they
Galaxy
hard? Aren't they
brain.
just role players?
Because he also sucks when he comes off of not playing
that's
for like
true.
4 games.
Also-
limit his minutes.
Also, Seamus,
limit his minutes. Then.
You are also.
well, if
like,
you're up enough in the fourth quarter of every game, then yeah, he's only
All right.
going to play like
you're also
maybe 30 minutes a
overlooking
game.
the
That's
fact
fine.
that the Sixers without Joel Embiid are not that great either.
Yeah, no shit.
That's what happens when you lose your best
Yeah, but
player.
they're not.
Seamus.
They're not Brooklyn Nets.
They're
I
If
think
you
the
have
Nets could
James
beat us
Harden
without
and
Embiid,
Tyrese,
yeah,
I don't think
100%.
so. James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, Tobias
I think they
Harris.
100% could.
I don't think so.
I think that because do you realize how much Joel Embiid's defense
Furkan's
impacts
going to go out there
everything?
and cook.
Why are we entertaining? Joel Embiid is not sitting against the Nets.
No, I know. I'm just saying. If if they're so bad,
Listen, it is what it's always been for the Sixers, with the exception of 2021, and the reason why we lost that year was because Ben Simmons decided to, be a travesty. Aside from
Disgrace.
that year, the story
he
is
retired in disgrace.
aside from that, the story has always been, can the team stay healthy, specifically Joel Embiid,
And
that's
now
just, that's what
Harden.
it is. Yeah,
And now Harden.
But
Will
that's
playoff Harden show up?
that's
I mean,
what it is.
which
this
playoff
year.
Harden is not
Sorry.
good.
That's
Which
what it-
version of playoff Harden will we
Hopefully,
get, I should
elite
say.
elite version,
Yeah.
which I don't know if even that's a thing
Stop.
Yes,
Me,
it is.
I've argued on this
Yes.
podcast
It's the
before.
Warriors.
in the last decade.
He
Oh,
would have
yes.
Okay.
James
Against
Harden.
the Warriors.
James Harden would have a ring if it wasn't
James
for
didn't watch basketball then.
CP3
All right. What was the
hamstring.
excuse last year when I watched him disappear in
He
the playoffs?
played bad.
He was
he
horrible.
He was still hurt.
Oh, dude, don't give me that.
I don't give him an excuse. I thought he played
He
very
had no
poorly.
first step.
That's
What do you
all right,
want?
dude. I mean,
he does this year.
He was bad.
But last year's last year. Let's leave it in the past. If Joel Embiid can stay healthy,
it's the same people.
the Sixers are on the road to success.
I
here.
can't believe that
Alright.
was almost a year ago. That feels like 10 years ago.
It does because now we have PJ Tucker.
Yeah.
It's weird
He's
though.
aged
Like
us 10 years.
I was so hype about the Sixers, like in the beginning and the middle of the season,
I tried to tell you.
and now I don't have any
It
faith
makes
whatsoever.
no
Tried to
sense
tell you.
either because I feel
That's
like they.
no. This is Seamus. This is what always happens when the playoffs come around.
Okay. Yeah,
Over.
I don't have any
I
faith
feel
at
the
all.
opposite.
No, I know. This is
But
what
I'm not
always
even
happens.
nervous. I'm like, they're,
Vince,
both-
you're supposed
both
to be on my
sides.
side.
I don't
both
have
sides.
expectations.
Both sides happen. That's a good thing. That's a very good thing.
I
That's a
don't.
very good thing.
I want to be pleasantly surprised.
Exactly. It's a good thing.
You need to have expectations
Oh,
because
no.
no.
Vince.
Let me
Vince, we spent
You
the whole year
need to have
together.
expectations.
the whole
No.
season.
We
He's
spent
just,
the whole
I can't believe
year
you're turning
together.
on Taylor.
Let me explain what I mean by that.
Taylor, welcome to your
Let
nightmare.
me explain. You need expectations because at this point, if this team does fail horribly, like it's done. Like this era of the Sixers is over.
Right.
Like it's done. Like you're firing Doc. You're getting rid
God.
of most of the team. Like, and I'm not
None
gonna.
of that sounds
I'm not-
horrible
If
to me.
we get to the ECFs and
Right.
lose, Doc should still be fired. Like
Well,
I don't know if they'll do
100%.
that.
Again,
but they
a lot,
might.
that doesn't sound bad, right? But I'm saying that if they do crash and burn again,
to the ground.
like this era is over.
Disgrace.
It's over. Harden will probably leave.
Oh, definitely.
Back
They
to
will-
Houston
They
he
will probably
goes.
explore Embiid options.
Don't you want it? I mean, I would love to win 3 games in Houston, like all year, like just be the man.
What?
I mean, they're horrible.
talking
Why,
about
why
Harden
would he
going
want to
to
go
Houston.
back there? But he probably will.
So like,
All the best strippers live in
I
Houston.
need to have expectations.
Seamus gonna
because
move there with him.
If not, I feel like this is all for nothing. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
no, I
Yes.
agree. But I'm at the point where I don't expect anything
But I feel
except
like
for failure
you
and
like
injuries.
falling off the wagon at like this.
I'm not
time.
falling off the wagon.
Right.
Oh no, you're falling off the wagon.
I've
Shane.
lost interest.
But I feel
Oh
like,
wait, baseball's back, guys. Why are we even arguing with
all
him?
right.
No, last year, dude, I was
Baseball's
balls to the wall.
Yeah, but baseball. Yeah, but
during
that
the
was your
playoffs.
first year,
But am
and then you got hurt.
Am I wrong in
Yeah.
saying that I feel like this is coming in a weird time because like things are going pretty well for us?
Dude,
right
I'll
now.
be hype as fuck on Saturday.
Joel
but
Embiid. I know you. I know you.
right now,
I know you don't care because
I'm not
you
like
don't-
counting down the days.
things are going well for us right now, and I know you don't care that like Joel Embiid's getting the MVP. You actually are against.
No, I
it.
do. No, I'm.
Oh, no,
Oh,
you're
yeah,
t-
I'm
you
against
are.
it. I'm not against
No,
it.
you are.
Seamus would have voted
the
with
last
JJ
podcast
Redick.
me and you did together, you said that you don't want it because you want a championship.
I said if I had to choose between the two, I would pick a championship.
no one made you. You don't have to. Why would you have
I'm
to
just
choose?
because I'm just saying that.
Why would you have to choose that?
I'm just saying hypothetically. That's what people do on podcasts.
Yeah, but
I know you're bad at this, but go ahead.
That's fucking crazy. Yeah. Anyway, I know you
Well,
were.
you're lying.
No. The people can go back and listen. to
Okay,
the
go
episode.
back. I
You were-
never said
you
that.
were adamantly against Joel Embiid winning MVP.
No, I was not.
Yes, you did.
I
Because
was against the
Seamus-
obsession. I was against the absolute infatuation and obsession with another guy who you don't know winning an award. I think it's more
What is the
important.
point of watching sports then? Because all it is
Championships.
So guys, you don't know getting an award.
Because that's more of a
You
communal
fucking
thing.
idiot.
It's more of a
you
communal
fucking
thing.
moron.
It's
You wanna
not a
call
singular
me,
guy.
Say I'm bad at this. You fucking moron.
Vince, we all know that you're good at podcasting.
Fuck
Do
you.
we need to bring Barchard in and remind us?
Anyway, I know you are against Joel Embiid winning MVP.
I'm not.
Because you-
that's a lie.
Seamus, all right, I invite all of you to go back and listen to episode 118, I believe it was. 100
Christ,
and
just keep
yeah,
it
I
going.
wasn't on for that one, and I
118.
listened to it, and I
Keep the
can
records.
confirm that Seamus was in fact against Joel Embiid winning MVP.
I was not against
You
win-
didn't. You let me. I'll say this. You didn't say like, oh well, if I had to choose. No, you made it out as if there
Because
was a clear choice.
I don't care if he wins MVP or not.
Okay, then don't
I'm pretty
celebrate
sure,
it.
Seamus, you actually posed the
I will
question,
celebrate
would you
it.
rather have a championship or an
Yeah.
MVP?
And I would rather have a championship.
I agree.
Again, I don't
And
know
and
where-
my whole
But-
point of saying that was to make the point that listen, my eyes are on the grander prize, not the individual prize. That's rigged
Why-
But-
anyway.
But to be
It's
fair,
so
to be
annoying
fair,
that people
Kendrick
can't-
Perkins votes for these fucking people. It
Who
doesn't
cares?
matter.
Seamus, MVP.
They don't matter. By
to be
default,
fair,
that doesn't
to be
matter.
To be fair,
Stephen A. Smith has a vote, I think.
okay.
I mean, it's just like it doesn't matter.
These awards are these awards.
They're Mickey Mouse awards.
These awards matter when you're looking back on history and players. Seamus.
Yeah, oh yeah, and 30
Joel
years
Embiid
when
will-
we're honoring Joel Embiid at the next shithole stadium that they give us, probably in Chinatown. We will honor him, okay? And be like, oh, there's an MVP award. And it's great. But I'd rather have world champion and Hall of Famer Joel Embiid.
Why do you think that people that want him to win MVP also don't want a championship?
Because
this is my problem.
Because
with
at
this
the time,
argument you're
at the
making.
time of recording that episode, people were only talking about that,
Becau-
and they were way too obsessed with
Seamus,
it.
because the
the
MVP race was
media-
heating up.
And also the media was
Yeah.
just solely harping on that.
I know, but
And
nobody
and
likes us.
also-
We
no,
don't
no,
care.
But also,
Frauds.
no, because
Frauds.
literally all the media
Frauds.
was doing was saying, Joel, why do you want an MVP? Why do you? And he's saying, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, because he's
the
correct
entire
about
time
that.
he was like, I don't give a fuck.
And I am in union.
And it's-
I am in union with him.
Yeah, and that's fine. I am too. But like, it's nice to see him get recognition.
Sure, I would love
It
to see
is.
it, but knowing that the system is totally not even normal, it's not even legit. I don't care. Like I don't want.
It's still nice to see.
It's nice to see,
Yeah.
sure, but I would
That's the
rather
whole
have
point.
a world championship.
the whole
parade.
There
point that
is
people were
no
trying to-
world in which you have to choose that, or people that are on my side here are choosing they'd rather an MVP over a championship.
I
Seamus.
choose to focus my energy on just
Seamus,
that.
what does your energy even do? It's not like you play for the
Jesus
team.
Christ,
I'm
get
just
it
saying,
over with.
I'm just saying
This is an
personally.
insane argument.
Personally,
No, no.
I don't blame you. I'm
Me-
just saying personally.
Me and your energy doesn't matter as long as
the
you're
tolerant
about to start
left.
throwing
the
things.
tolerant left is
He's
at it
about-
again.
Look
No.
at this giant. Yeah, he's about to fucking chuck
I'm
this
getting
James'
mad because
head.
I feel like I can't finish any of my points.
Finish them then. That's not my fault.
The point that I'm trying to make here is you are acting like there is two groups of people. One group of people that wants a Joel Embiid MVP and one group of people that wants a championship, and there's no crossover.
You're missing my entire point. My entire point is personally, I'm focused on winning a championship. I could care less about an
Seamus,
MVP award.
Let me ask you, what does me and your and any other fan in the city's personal beliefs matter for the team?
And so it doesn't matter that you want him to win an award.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Okay.
But
Why are we even talking about
Because
it?
you're
then?
shitting on the people that want him to win MVP.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you did.
I'm just saying
All
I
right.
can't relate to
Just
that.
go back and listen to the last episode. I don't have the energy to keep arguing this. It's on wax. So
I like how Vince goes, you can't celebrate, as if he's going to throw a house party for Joel Embiid and he's
I
going to
am.
show up
Oh, I am.
and he's going to recognize you
Oh, I already
and know
he,
who you
he
are.
told me he's gonna come.
as
Ah,
long as
I'm sure.
as long as Joel Embiid is focused on
Taylor's
winning a
coming, too.
championship, the rest of us can focus on him winning a solo award.
Sure, that's fine. It's your prerogative. That's fine. I hope he wins. I mean, I hope he wins.
We
for
don't
the
get a
guy,
lot of
but
MVP.
I don't care.
We don't get a lot of MVPs in the city. So why can't we cherish that?
Bryce Harper just
Yeah,
recently.
That's it though. Bryce
one.
Harper, and then like before that, it was
Jalen
what?
Hurts
J. Roll and
pretty much
Jalen Hurts
won
didn't
the
win.
MVP almost.
Did not win.
Yeah, he was in the
He simply
discussion.
didn't win.
He was in discussion.
Didn't win though.
He was in
So,
Joel Embiid's been in discussion for like 3 years.
So before Bryce, it was what? J. Roll, Ryan Howard, and then 2001
All Phillies.
AI.
Yeah.
So like we don't get to have this often.
I think
And like let's be honest,
D'Amico Ryans was robbed.
you're
of
out on the
MVP.
Sixers, right? So we all are PTSD ridden. We don't think the Sixers
Yeah.
will actually win the championship.
I
So-
just don't think there's any chance they beat Boston. I'd
So-
be pleasantly surprised.
But we all are PTSD ridden in the city. We think there's slim chances the Sixers will even win the championship.
Right.
So why can't Joel Embiid winning the MVP be a nice little consolation?
It would be nice. I wouldn't feel consoled by it,
No, but it was
but maybe he would.
At least we would be like, at least our like favorite basketball player won MVP.
Well, I think
Yeah.
the
At
big
least the Phillies lost in the World Series.
I
but
think-
at least they were there.
I think the big
I can't relate
argument
to that.
that a lot of people were just happy about was more so the fact that if you look back on this era of basketball in 20 years, and you see that, and people are being told that the greatest center ever was Nikola Jokic because he had, let's just say he wins this year. He's not gonna, but say he did. 3 years in a row, he wins MVP. He went on like the greatest run ever. Never won a championship, blah, 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 whatever. But he was the greatest center ever because he won 3 MVPs in
No
a row
one-
as a
right.
center. It's nice.
People are
that-
still going to make that argument.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. But at least Joel Embiid will be remembered in a way now. And it's nice to see that strictly because we watch him every night in and out being the best player
Yeah.
we have ever seen.
No, it's
play
good
the
to be
sport of
recognized.
basketball.
Eras,
Sure.
eras are defined by the MVPs of that era. Like, if Joel Embiid never won an MVP, like, yeah, we'd still think about him. But 20 years from now, kids in growing up in whatever other city, state that are basketball fans won't give Joel Embiid a second thought.
I disagree with that. I think we all know who the all-time greats are.
Yeah, and
in every sport.
how many of them don't have MVPs?
Probably a lot of them.
I really don't think that there's that many all-time greats without any MVPs.
All right. Well,
Also, Joel Embiid has no first-team All-NBAs, and getting MVP, especially when it's you and another center against each other, it's very important for that. Because this year now he'll most likely get his first All-NBA team.
right.
So that's another big milestone in being remembered and being, obviously the Basketball Hall of Fame is a joke and he's going to get in no matter what. But, like, this strengthens his case.
You just sound like you're yearning for it. Like,
I am.
yeah.
He's my favorite basketball player of all time. 'Cause
all right.
It'll be nice to see him get recognized as the greatest basketball player this year.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think I said on this podcast, I'll probably fucking cry when he gives his speech because he's the man has gone through a lot. He's our guy. Not to sound like Reese Hoskins people. Like, actually, Joel Embiid is actually good.
He's
but,
the
like,
number one Sixers boy.
Joel Embiid is our boy. Like, he's
Yeah.
our baby.
No,
So,
I
like,
mean-
seeing
All
him
right,
get
let's calm down,
rewarded
Jeff
will
Garcia.
be awesome. And that's the only argument I have. My energy, whether I want a championship or not, doesn't matter to this team. They're not thinking about what I want.
But neither is Embiid thinking about you wanting him to win a fucking MVP award.
Right, but my point isn't that my only problem with you and the point you were making was that I felt like you were trying to act like people that wanted an MVP can't also want a champ. Like, I want both. Yeah, I want a championship 100%, but you know what's going to come out before the championship? The MVP.
Right.
So, like, yeah, please, I would love Joel Embiid to win that and then win a championship as well.
Okay. I mean, it's an individual award.
And I know we're all PTSD ridden, but there is a chance the
A
Sixers,
championship is for all of us.
a champion. Not for us.
I mean, we participate in a parade. Is there going to be a parade when Joel Embiid wins MVP? You know what I mean? Like, it's not as big of a deal as winning a championship.
Parades are fucking stupid.
It's not. You're talking about legacy.
That's false, Vincent. You're just saying that because
What did
you're
you just
butthurt
say,
right
Vince?
now.
Parades are fucking stupid.
Why?
That's a hot take.
I mean, like, just why can't we just go and drink outside, like, without people?
That's what it
marching?
is.
Yeah, but like, why do people like? just
You don't
watching
want
people-
the
So-
the teams to be
Alright.
there.
No, Vince
What?
Vince just doesn't
I'll-
want to get booked for open containers in
I'll
public.
give.
Yeah, he's
All
afraid.
right, I'll say sports.
You
Parades
got
are-
that big ass Yeti. Fill it up with something.
sports. It's water. Sports. I just drove an hour here. Sports parades
He was
are.
saying for the parade.
Yeah.
Oh. Sports parades are different. I'll give sports
Jesus.
parades a pass.
That's what we're talking about.
I know. I just the word parade kind of.
By the way,
me.
St. Patrick's
Bro,
Day parade.
have you
is
ever
fun.
been to a Patty's Day parade, a 4th of July
Mummers
parade?
parades?
They're
Yeah,
fucking
pretty fun.
lit. You
Yeah.
just get fucking lit the fuck up
But
and
if
have a
everyone,
great time.
if everyone just agreed to go outside and drink, it would be just as fun without people marching down
Yeah,
the
but
street.
you
I think
can't do
that's
that.
like anarchy.
Why not?
It's
Not the
illegal.
purpose.
It's
That's
literally
nuts.
illegal.
That's like riot. That's a riot.
Yeah.
That's storming the Capitol.
Legality has a.
Is
How many
Vince
op-
supporting storming the
By the way, how many
Capitol?
open containers do
we
you think
get
were found
there?
there? That is storming the Capitol is literally what a non-parade is.
Everybody organized to get together outside of the Capitol.
you guys are missing the key element of trying to overthrow a
How do you
federal
know?
election.
Next thing you,
Don't leave
Yeah,
that
it
out.
was an organized event
next
where
thing you
people
know,
were
looting's
drinking
going to
outside.
happen. Looting will happen if there's not a parade
Pat,
there.
Wait.
An organized event outside to do what? To
Get
steal
drunk.
an election.
Get drunk and steal an election, baby.
It's
We're riding it all the way.
But at least they had a purpose.
Storm the Capitol, but everybody's in Mummers Day outfits.
Oh yeah,
All the mummers would be down with that too. You
I
know.
mean probably.
I'm gonna get.
Seamus would be right at the front. Oh,
Yeah.
my golden slippers!
The Mummers don't have the best reputation.
Dancing on Joe Biden's grave.
All
Yeah.
South Philly Italians cover your ears, but I fucking think the Mummers parade is so dumb.
Oh,
I mean,
boy.
as a veteran mummer, I don't give a fuck what you think, and I'm gonna keep doing
I
it.
think but I think,
and
all
I'm gonna
parades
do
are
it
fun.
hard.
Except I'll give sports parades a pass because they are fun.
I'm gonna wake you up every morning until New Year's singing
And
the
also,
Gold
like at
Slipper song.
least sports parades, like it's like somebody of note is like not marching because they're on the boats.
Wow.
and
He's saying you
So
don't matter.
Pat Doyle and me are not of note.
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
No.
how?
No, not at
Everybody knows who we are.
all. Pat Doyle, maybe.
You should see me walk into a bar, dude. Everybody knows me. Xfinity. How many people came up to me?
one.
Several. No, there was another one. Or maybe that was
Several is two.
No, there was one at the ballpark.
No, that's a couple.
I'm just very well known.
Okay. Anyway, I don't know how we got here, but the Sixers. I was about to say before we went on the parade talk. I guess I shouldn't have said that. I apologize if I offended any parade lovers out there.
I mean, it is. I mean, what about the gay pride parade? Are you
Wow.
against that?
Yes, fuck parades.
Homophobic.
So you're against the gay pride parade?
The parade part.
But
yeah.
you
Or were
drink
you
Bud Light.
against
Black
Martin
Lives
Luther
Matter?
King marching on Washington?
No, that's different.
that was a parade.
Seamus, that's what a purpose.
I mean, there is a purpose to other parades.
Like what?
Like the purpose to the St. Patrick's Day parade is to celebrate Irish pride and being proud of your heritage.
Yeah.
What is wrong with that?
I just think parades are dumb.
What is wrong with wanting to celebrate?
Now,
you
if there's an Italian
Yeah, I was
parade,
gonna
Prince is
say.
all over that one.
yeah,
No.
Christopher
that,
Columbus.
that might as well be the Mummers parade.
You
the
love
Italian
Columbus.
parade.
No. The Mummers is mostly Irish.
I love Columbus. What?
Yeah, I mean, you're Italian.
Very obviously.
I don't know. You
Christopher
should.
Columbus is
If-
a raping, pillaging piece
but
of
that
shit.
is your man. I mean, like, as an Italian.
Your man was Italian too, St. Patrick.
No, he was actually from Spain. They say now it changes every year. But-
Either way, he wasn't Irish.
No, he wasn't. But he drove the.
But he was the patron saint of
What did he
Ireland.
do? He drove the kids
So,
out of
just goes to
Ireland
show
or
that
something. I
the
don't know.
snakes.
The snakes.
The snakes.
Yeah, whatever.
The
All right.
Protestant snakes.
The
To wrap-
Protestant
to-
stakes.
Let's wrap this back up.
The hashling.
What I was going to say was what was I?
The
Oh,
bash
okay.
ring.
We're all PTSD ridden with the Sixers, but I feel like
Take
there
out the
is a
trash.
legit chance for them to make a run this year.
I agree.
Well, you don't because you said there's no chance they beat the Celtics.
I don't expect them to. I think there's a chance.
I think if they beat the Celtics, they're going to the finals.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. But here's
Now
the
they're getting
problem.
swept by the Bucks in these.
Here's the problem.
I don't mean to sleep on the Bucks because I feel like there is a lot of sleeping.
What
on
is
the
the
Bucks being
general
done, but,
consensus with a potential Sixers Celtics series?
People
Most
will,
people will say Boston will win.
Yes, most people
Yeah.
will lean Boston.
Okay.
I mean, they
you
won
know,
the season series against us, 3-1.
I mean, and they were right about the Astros too. But I was in denial at that time. All right.
Well, the Sixers.
Oh,
are,
so wait, is this just PTSD from the Phillies?
It's a little hangover.
I think it's just
no. It's
I
a
think it's
Super
just
Bowl.
PTSD.
It's a Super Bowl thing too.
Oh,
I thought
yeah.
we were going to win that goddamn game.
So by that logic, though, we're gonna make it to the championships. We're gonna beat the Celtics.
So we're going to beat the Celtics.
We're
and
gonna beat the
lose-
Bucks.
We're going to lose to.
We're gonna lose to the
Golden
Nuggets.
State. Golden State. We're going to lose to.
But like
They
the,
got to make it out of the
the
play.
Sixers are not like the Phillies because the
what if they
Sixers are
don't?
going into the playoffs like actually like good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm excited, man. Now you just got me a little pumped up. 1 o'clock. I'm going to be sitting on my couch, getting ready for work, watching the Sixers. Hooray!
Let's all make our predictions. You guys both predict gentlemen sweep.
Gentlemen sweep.
Gentlemen sweep.
Junior.
I think sweep.
Wow, that's bold.
I think they win them all, and I think they win them all like pretty
Handedly.
Like there'll probably be like a 5-point win in there or something. But I think like for the most part, they might have an average like 15-point.
I think the closest game will be
Win.
the first game if they don't lose that game.
Now, who do we have ringing the bell? Like, who would you have?
No one.
I hope no one
want,
cool.
I want,
No one cool.
I want my dad to go ring the bell.
Hopefully Sirianni then. If you don't want cool, you want Sirianni to do that, and then.
Nick Sirianni's way
by the
too
way,
I think
did you
Taylor
see-
should ring the bell.
Did you see Travis
No, Taylor's
Kelce's
way
first
too
pitch
cool.
at the Guardians?
No,
game?
but he's not well known.
Travis Kelce.
That's the whole point. It
that
can't be
is
somebody
bad.
like well loved by Philadelphia.
He is not a good athlete.
Everybody
I-
hates Taylor in Philly.
I have a
Everyone
serious-
says, "Oh,
True.
baseball's the easiest sport." That guy can't throw a
Who
baseball.
says that?
I mean, a lot of people say that.
Hitting a baseball is the single hardest thing to do.
Throwing
in
a
any
baseball
sport.
should be easy, and this guy's supposedly an
Well,
athlete.
what I was gonna say is
He
there's-
doesn't throw the ball.
I don't get the.
He's an athlete.
Yeah, how can I feel like
That's
I,
absurd.
He's used to
He's-
much bigger balls.
I-
Anthony Fauci
Hold
did a
on.
better
He
job.
catches balls. He doesn't throw them.
Oh, he's a better
Yeah,
athlete.
He's a tight end, not a wide receiver.
All
any,
right.
any professional athlete should be able to throw a baseball across the plate.
Thank you, man.
No, it is crazy. It wasn't like a bad, like a oh he came just short. He spiked it at
It
the
was
ground.
horrible.
This is coming from the guy that said he could hit a pitch.
I
in
could
Major League
100%
Baseball.
hit a pitch.
Wait, me?
No,
No.
Oh,
Famous,
I was gonna say I
famous.
definitely
To
never
make
said that.
contact,
No,
no doubt.
It's gotta. There's something like weird about that though.
I
'cause
could
they-
definitely do
I
it.
feel like all these athletes from other sports, like their first pitches are just like spiked directly into the dirt. It's like, how are you that bad?
Yeah, I mean,
I
you
could
know.
at least maybe almost make it to the plate.
Yeah.
Well, the
and
best part is that most of them aren't even from the mound. They're from the grass in
Right.
front of the mound.
I think Carly Rae Jepsen was good.
50 Cent.
A few years back, 50 Cent. Who
That
else?
Travis Kelce one was on the Mount Rushmore of bad.
Nah, that's
Yeah.
up there. With it,
Conor-
Bush was the best. The war criminal.
Well, I mean, he had a lot of pressure. Oh my God, imagine the pressure on that man's shoulders. Like 9/11 just happened.
Yeah,
The
well, I
towers
mean,
are-
he knew all about
the
that.
towers are gone.
All
And
fellow
you,
Americans.
Yeah, I mean,
imagine the response if he would have thrown a stinker.
yeah.
This country might have gone under in that
Oh,
very
it
moment.
would have. It
Well,
would
no, you know what would have happened?
symbolically
We would
collapsed.
have bombed a lot earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the embarrassment would have taken over, and he would have invaded Iraq.
there would have been a
2 years
nuke
earlier?
dropped. There would have been a nuke dropped on Iraq.
One thing about the Iraq War.
A lot more innocent people would have died.
Nope. We're calling it.
Oh,
Nope.
All right. No, I will say this though about the Sixers. Hopefully they win. Hopefully they. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
If they win,
Hopefully
then
they win.
then my hopes will be rewarded. If they win, because I hope they win. I just don't know if they will. Brooklyn, yes. It's the other
Yeah,
one.
but Seamus, you know what? This is the beautiful part of life. When you know, as we are both fans of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, sometimes you just gotta take that faith of leap. You gotta, or that leap of faith. Is it the faith of leap?
God
See-
damn it, Vince.
see how
you
that-
fucked it up.
that's-
You fucked it up.
So now I believe that
By
we're
the
gonna
way-
lose.
By the way,
that's a sign.
by the way,
A
tour
leap of faith.
tour debut of Born in the USA last night, Tower, New York. It's
Shocking.
The
good.
fuck are you talking about?
It was a good rendition. The boss still got it. Great, riveting song that Republicans hijacked. Just like those fateful planes on that fateful day.
All right. Any final thoughts?
Shout out to John Kruk today for mentioning 9/11
Yes.
on the podcast.
Oh, any WWE. shout
And
out.
WWE. Yep.
Man, I just want to say, John, just keep doing what you're doing,
Keep
dude.
doing it,
it
man.
entertains the absolute shit out of me.
And Vince, by the way, I know you're
Oh,
mad at me. You always get mad at me. But obviously, I admire you as a podcaster. Otherwise, I would have kicked you out.
You would have kicked me out of something
So
that
don't
I
take
helped
offense.
create.
Don't take offense to anything I say.
You're like Mark Zuckerberg.
Because
Social
I
Network.
do love you deep down.
I love you too. All right, let's get out of here.
Very
Thanks for
sexually
listening,
charged.
everybody.
Go Birds, go Sixers, go
Pat's got to
Phillies.
go to Quizzo.
Go Union. Peace.
Let's go, Birds.